Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons & Dragons, and we're going to talk about why Dungeons & Dragons wins. And one of the reasons why Dungeons & Dragons wins, why it absolutely dominates the entire market, Dungeons & Dragons doesn't really compete with any tabletop role-playing game in the world. It literally competes with the entire industry at the same time, and frankly, usually wins, right? There's a brief 1-month period where Paizo had a victory over Dungeons & Dragons during 4th edition, which was one of the darkest periods of Dungeons & Dragons history ever. But one of the ways that Dungeons & Dragons wins is with the small screen, all right? So I want to give you some numbers. I want to give you some facts, right? I want to give you some evidence that it is not an accident that Dungeons & Dragons is the greatest tabletop role-playing game in the world. It is very purposeful. And all the D&D decriers will go, oh, D&D doesn't know how to do it. I would turn this one knob in the rules and then my game would be the best in the world, is 100% correct, incorrect, 100% wrong, and the hugest fallacy that exists. So let's look at streaming, okay? Streaming is the new, like, gold mine. It's incredibly important, okay? Let's look at the numbers, okay? Netflix, 235 million subscribers, okay? Amazon Prime, okay, is 187 million subscribers, okay? Disney Plus, Amazon Prime, 205 million subscribers. Disney Plus third with 185 million subscribers. HBO Max with 75 million subscribers, and Paramount Plus pulling up the tail end at 55 million subscribers. Guess where you will find D&D content? On the 2 largest streamers and nowhere on the bottom 3, right? You will find Dungeons & Dragons in the #1 show on the #1 streamer in the world, Stranger Things. And it is no accident. Stranger Things is the most popular show in the world because it connected itself to a live wire of identity, narrative, and language, right? Stranger Things is the #1 show in the world because the heart of it is Dungeons & Dragons, okay? Amazon Prime, #2 streamer in the world, because you will find 2 seasons of some of the best Dungeons & Dragons stories ever written. It's called Vox Machina, right? And it is not a coincidence that Dungeons & Dragons has content on the 2 largest streamers in the world. They did it on purpose. They positioned Dungeons & Dragons to literally drive the most powerful, most transformative commercial aspect of modern society. Dungeons & Dragons is literally on the front lines of win on the biggest new gold mine that is existing, which is streaming. It's not an accident. It was purposeful, and every other tabletop role-playing game in the world gets absolutely destroyed by every metric because they don't know the arena where the fight is happening. They keep all these other competitors, right, think that they can turn one dial on the rules and suddenly people are going to rush to their game, not realizing that nobody cares what your rule set are, right? They care how you are transforming your own life and impacting the culture you live in. Literally the words of Joe Manganiello, right? It's the fight is not happening on the rules. It's not happening on the writing. It's not happening on the layout. The fight for the heart for King of the Hill of tabletop role-playing games happens on the big and the small screen. And that's why Dungeons & Dragons will never get beat, because no one will ever figure that out. Every single word of that is my humble opinion. What's important is when I get to hear your humble opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.